Hi, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Facebook kicked me off. I don't know what happened. So anyway, I think it's really important to understand that um, this is going to touch everybody by the time we're through, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. We're seeing so many people that were um, kind of trapped in their earth space, having finished their journey, finished their cosmic shopping list, everything that they came here to do and achieve, and that now they are looking for those exit points that are pre-programmed before we even come here. So this was an easy exit point for a whole lot of people to put on their life plan to say, okay, pandemic, I'm out. If I didn't leave earlier, this is when I'm going out. So it doesn't make death any easier for those of us left behind. And I never ever want to belittle the uh, the loss, because it's agony. But I do take comfort in knowing that those who are leaving us on their terms. It doesn't always look like that from our side, especially when we have young people that leave, or car accidents that take people away. We don't look at it and say, but that was their soul, they had that as a pre-programmed exit point, or that was their choice to leave. But the reality is that it is, even when we can't understand it. And so that little piece gives me a little bit of comfort, because I never ever want to belittle the pain and the agony that goes along with significant loss, with any loss. So here's a challenge that I wanted to give you today. I wanted to give you a little bit of homework. And so here's a little piece of that, is to take some time to really look at, where have there been challenges in your life? This is so funny to me, because I had the other video going when I got kicked off and there was like nobody there, and now I came back on and here you all are. So maybe I was too early, or I didn't. Maybe that was the warm up. So hi Robin, hi Maria. So okay, so here's the challenge. The challenge is to look at things that have happened in your life that just sucked, and look at where the blessings came after them. Now, if you're in the suckage right now, it's going to be harder to see the blessings. And I understand that, and I want to make sure that you don't think I'm delusional and that you understand. But if you have some distance from the suckage, and you have some distance from the time and the trauma from whatever that, challenge and that experience was, to be able to say, okay, what have I learned from this? What has the universe been trying to show me? What were the blessings that came from this? How did the universe use this shitty situation to bless me in some way? And so one of the stories that I talk about a lot, and there are really two that I think are just so critical to who I am today. One of the stories I talk about a lot is my fight with Bank of America. And if you want to know the whole story, you can read my blog. But I fought with Bank of America for 3 years. We were in the middle of a refi, a regular, normal old refi, when the housing crisis hit, and Bank of America merged with Countrywide, and they lost us in their computer system. And 3 years go by of them trying to foreclose on my house, calling me, harassing me, all this. It really took a massive toll on my mental health, threw me into a humongous depression that almost took my life. And from that, though, emerged to a lot of blessings, a lot of blessings. From that emerged connection with my twin flame. From that emerged connection with an energy vampire who meant for harm, but actually everything he touched turned to blessing, because the universe has my back. It turned to our second mortgage, which we had needed when we purchased this house, to be eradicated and completely wiped out and forgiven by the bank to the tune of $85,000. It turned to a better connection with my soul and my inner self and my spirit and my guides. It turned to this life path, and it turned to a real acknowledgement of who I truly am and who I came here to be and what I came here to do. So all of these things, although it was suckage for a really long time, the universe meant it for blessing. And the further I could get from that trauma, the more I was able to see the blessings and the blessings and the blessings that came from that. And there are still blessings that are coming from that. The other story I will tell that came from trauma was losing my friend Michael. And again, that story is also in my blog. But losing my friend Michael, and I know I'm late on a blog post and I'm working on it, so that's, you know, I know I gotta do that. But my friend Michael passed. Michael was one of my dearest friends. Michael passed. He was 6 weeks from diagnosis to funeral. Hi, April. 6 weeks, and I just was absolutely gutted because in the time that he passed, he did not want me to come out there. I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to say goodbye. I just was really just gutted by the whole situation. And then Michael came to be, and some of you know, you've heard me talk about Michael before. He came into my life from the spirit side and became the biggest busybody in my world. And it was because of Michael that I connected with my twin in the way that I did. And because of Michael, I was really shown the power of blessing that we can bring in using this work to do good in the world. Michael used me and my abilities to get a message to his husband that I understood I was carrying. I just didn't understand exactly what it was, to be able to help his husband feel free from the passing, from Michael's passing. And just the blessings that can come from really following that path to connect into your higher guidance and allowing yourself to be your truest self. And so I want to tell you that it was such a devastation to me to lose him, but that it turned out to be such an amazing blessing. And, you know, for those of you who, you know, follow along, you know that I lost my twin in December. Before Christmas, right before our birthdays, and that was extremely traumatic. And even though it's been almost exactly 5 months, you know, it's better, but there's still days when it's just not. But because of the lessons that I've learned and the blessings that I've been shown, I've been able to use those lessons to say, okay, I know he's going to be part of my tribe that's up there because, you know, he's the twin. So I know he's going to be there to help me, and that there will be blessings to come from this. And even though I can't see his face in real life, I can see his face every day. I talk to him every day. And we are building slowly a better relationship than we had here on the earth plane. And that gives me so much hope, and that gives me joy. And it helps heal a little bit. So I want to really challenge you as we're witnessing all of these planets going retrograde. So, okay, so we had from the first video, we have Pluto's already in retrograde, going to be in retrograde till early October. Saturn goes retrograde today. It's going to be in a retrograde until the end of September. Jupiter's going retrograde on Friday. It's going to be in retrograde till the middle of September. So it's going to be a bumpy ride for, you know, tempers and emotions and energy flares from now until, you know, the beginning of October, which, no big shock, is going to take us right into, you know, through the meat of the election season. So just keep cool, especially if you're in the United States, the election season, keep cool. And know that just to be patient, because things just take a little longer right now with quarantine and folks working from home and call centers and trying to get companies on the phone and doing different things. People are doing the best that they can, and it's just going to take a little bit longer. And with all these planets going retrograde, it's going to be so important for us to continue to make sure that we are being patient and just breathing, because we came from this place. It was like bam, bam, like a day was like this, right? And now we're into this place where it's like, all right, the day, what day is it? You know, it's quarantine. Wait, what? And so it's so easy to lose track of the days. And so as we're getting back and we're gaining a little bit of momentum, we're going out a little bit, just try and hold on to that. Hey, that mellow. And let's really do all we can not to get back into because that doesn't serve anybody. That doesn't serve anybody. I'm reading April's comment. April, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so glad to know that he came to you in a visitation. That is beautiful. And it really speaks a lot of the relationship that you had, because often we don't find those visitations so quickly because our grief is too much for us to be able to see them and to receive them. So I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm so grateful that you were able to have that connection with your father. That says so much about where you are on your path and the relationship that you had with him. And I hope that you have the opportunity to visit with him again. I do want to, I do have the cards, so I do want to pull the cards. So I did pull the card. Our goddess oracle card for today was Arianrod. If you missed that earlier, that was Arianrod, who is the goddess of time. And she comes to us to remind us that time is on our side and that all things are working together for good, that we are doing everything in the right timing. And I thought, isn't that just the most wonderful thing for us to know? So here's where we are today. And so we start with Pillar of Light, which is our vibration is rising. Our vibration is rising because here we are without that, right? Which allows us to breathe and to sit and allows us to have our vibration to rise, to welcome our vibration to rise, to allow it to rise. And so to remember that we are the light. And it is so important for us to get grounded and to stay connected to the light and to Mother Earth. And so then I was just so floored, not surprised at all, because the second card that came out was, of course, get grounded. So if you're not being grounded, if you're not taking some time, so right now I'm sitting out here under my beautiful tree Nakama, and I do have my shoes off, so my feet are in the grass. And it is so important to connect with Mother Earth, that is connected to the earth energy, and to connect yourself from your solar plexus and your sacral chakra down to your base chakra and through the bottoms of your feet. So we have so many chakras in our feet, so many chakras in our body, more than just those 7, and really connect and see those roots coming down from our feet, connecting into Mother Earth to something really solid. So I connect my roots to Nakama. This is why she's my tree. And so I connect my roots with Nakama, and I tie my roots into her because I know she is old and wise, and she is powerful. Look how gorgeous she is. And she protects my home as her canopy leans across and goes all the way over to my house, to my roof. And she protects my home. And so I tie my roots to her because I know she is intimately connected with Mother Earth. But we connect from below. We also connect to above. And we want to have that silver thread of our soul connection going up into source, or the light. We want to welcome the light to come down, or we send our silver thread going up, whichever works for you. And we keep ourselves grounded, because as we stay grounded, the more we stay grounded, the more we are able to deal with all of the hubbub that is going to come from these retrograded planets. And so it's really important for us to remember that we are okay. And even the stuff that is in the suckitude and the suckage is going to serve us for a benefit in time. Okay. And so the next card was Unbound. This is releasing patterns from past lives, releasing contracts, okay, releasing ourself, releasing soul patterns. And this goes back to what we were talking about last week about the transformation that we're going through in the cocoon. Oh, that is so awesome, April. So this goes back to what we were talking about last week about the cocooning, that we've all gone into this cocoon, this quarantine, I want to say cocoon during quarantine, because the quarantine is not air quotes, the quarantine is real, but to go through that cocoon and that transformation, we went in coming out of a life like this, and we're coming out totally different. How different is up to us, but allowing ourselves to evolve. And one of the things that's so important when we're talking about being unbound is about forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves, forgiving those around us who may have done us wrong, forgiveness, because so much illness is created in the body when we are not in a place of forgiveness, when we are holding on to anger and frustration and resentment and all of this stuff. It's toxic, and it creates so much crap in our bodies, and it creates illness in the body, and we don't need it. We don't need it. Love, forgiveness. We don't have, now forgiveness does not mean forgetting. I have been mistreated by plenty of people. I don't have to forget what they did to me or why. I don't have to forget to stay away from them. I don't have to forget to protect myself anytime they may come near. But I can forgive. Okay? I don't have to forget. I can forgive. okay? Because forgiveness is healing the body and creating that energy and staying back centered in the body and bringing in light. All of these things come from forgiveness. And so if you are, when we start talking about being unbound and soul contracts and releasing past lives and all of that stuff, it starts with forgiveness, and it starts with forgiving ourselves. Okay, so we must forgive ourselves for the stupid shit we've done, because we've all done stupid shit. And forgiving ourselves for the dumb mistakes that we've made, where we coulda, shoulda, woulda, known better, whatever. We all have to forgive ourselves from that. We all have to release ourselves from that. And if you were not a nice person before this quarantine and you were living in that life of like this, then this is the time to really get in there and forgive yourself, okay? So then here's the last card, because I really felt like I wanted to pull one more card today, and it was, you are already doing it. And I love that. And actually came in upside down. This card deck was not really designed with protection and realignment positions. They were really all meant to be right side up. But this, when I shuffle, I try and keep them that way. But this one sent itself upside down. So I really want to caution you, not caution you, but I really want to share that you're already doing it is such an affirmation and an encouragement for us as we go forward. But when it comes in upside down, I want to just say, allow yourself to keep doing it. Remember that you are on the right track, and that allow yourself to keep moving forward and to keep evolving and keep bringing in the light and keep staying connected to the earth, the Mother Earth and the Father Sky and the source, and allowing that energy to really run straight through you, because you are on the right track. We all are on the right track, because, you know, the truth is that there is no wrong track. There is no way to get it wrong, because everything that we're enduring and everything that we're experiencing is all here for us to be in benefit and be in growth and be on our own soul's evolutionary path, that we came here into this earth school, into this human body, to be able to experience. And so there is no way for you to get it wrong, but we can focus on the wrong things. And so we say, again, you are the light. Stay connected to the light. You are raising your vibration every single day, and every opportunity that if you're here, you're raising your vibration, because you're allowing yourself to take in the light and to be connected to the light. Keep yourself grounded, right? Touch the trees, stand barefoot in the grass, be present with what's going on around you, be present with what's going on inside of you, okay? Release old patterns, release, forgive, declare soul contracts finished, null and void. If you can't finish them, put them on a shelf. You literally can do that, to be able to say, I declare this soul contract is null and void. It cannot be concluded in this lifetime, and I'm putting it on the soul shelf. And you just leave it to the side to be dealt with in another lifetime, because sometimes we make those soul contracts that literally cannot be dealt with in this lifetime. So we will be able to deal with those in another lifetime when the divine timing is right for their completion. And so if you have a soul contract that's weighing on you and you can't finish that sucker this time around, release, and forgive. Forgive self, forgive others. And give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. You're already doing it. You're already doing the work. You're already doing the good stuff. There is no way to get it wrong. The universe always has your back. And remember what Aaron Rod told us. Time is on our side. Divine timing is always with us. And your homework is to think of places in your life, in your past experience, that have been really crappy, shitty, difficult, challenging things you had to endure, survive, figure out, move forward through, slog through. And if it's been enough time that you are, I don't want to say healed, but you're no longer in active grief, and you can look back at the things that happened, where are the blessings? Where are those blessings that you can find from past traumas that can be harvested going forward? Tracy Sampt, I can see that you're watching. I love you so much. And I know that we've talked about this so many times. So I'm so looking forward to hearing your thoughts as well. But if you have not done this with me before, where are those places in past trauma where you can find those blessings and harvest those blessings to go forward. April, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Please remember to like and share, because we are like this close to 600 in our community of late, which I am just blown away by all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And as soon as we hit 600, I'll be giving away another 30-minute reading. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I love you all so very much, and I am honored every day by your presence and your connection with me, and that you would feel this valuable to share some time with me. It just touches my heart in ways you can't even know, and I am so grateful to you. I wish you all love and blessings, and please stay safe, wear a mask, protect yourself, protect your family. Mwah. Janie Mary, I love you. Mwah. I love you all. Bye-bye now.